perfect gamer moment. You hit the wrong button, but it was right.
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa. Riddle, and it's already been a pretty busy week in the NFL. On Tuesday, a pair of star wide receivers changed teams. And today, things ramp up with a Thursday nighter, when the Broncos pay a visit to the Saints. Now, this is a pretty big night for people in the Bayou. It's not just Sean Payton's return to the Superdome. The Saints are also inducting Drew Brees into the team's Hall of Fame. Both these guys came to New Orleans in 2006, a year after Katrina. And in 14 years together, the team was 62 games over 500, including that Super Bowl year in 2009. And how about Brees? He passed for nearly 500 touchdowns as a Saint and had 5 seasons with 5,000 yards. Something that's only been done 15 times in NFL history. Meanwhile, rookie Spencer Rattler makes his second start tonight. He's the Saints' 7th starting QB since Brees retired in 2001, which is the second most of any team over that span. But just how bad are things in New Orleans right now? Well, they've lost 4 straight since that incredible start, and are already missing 7 of their 11 offensive starters since week 1. Wide receivers Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed are out. Olave after suffering a concussion against the Bucs, and Shaheed after having meniscus surgery today. Now, things haven't been great for Peyton either since he left New Orleans. He's a game under 500 in Denver and hasn't been able to lean on that great QB play. Last year was the whole Russell Wilson debacle, and Bo Nix's pro career has not exactly got off to a flying start. But the Broncos are still 3-3 and have a lot to play for. You can catch tonight's game between the Broncos and Saints on TSN. Turns begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And be sure to hit up TSN's YouTube for our newest NFL show. It's Broken Table, powered by FanDuel, as Hein, Karolnik, Davis, and Stevie Johnson talk all things football. To hockey, and the other day we took a look at the struggling Oilers. And now, it's the Canucks' turn, as their start to the season hasn't been that great either. The Canucks visit the defending champs tonight, and although they haven't won yet, they have managed to salvage a couple points. That said, for a team with such high expectations, this start just hasn't been good enough. And speaking of bad, Elias Pettersson's off to a slow start. In 3 games, he has just 1 assist and no points at even strength. And his struggles go all the way back to last season. Now, Pettersson was dealing with some injuries in the playoffs, and he managed just 6 points in 13 games. And if you go back to the final 12 games of the regular season, Pettersson has left the lamp just 2 times in his last 28 games. Another area of concern is in net. There's still no timetable for Thatcher Demko's return. So it's Archer Shelofs for now, and he's got the 5th worst goals saved above expected this season. I used to live in Vancouver. It was my second home for a couple of years. I still want the people of Vancouver to have a team that makes them happy. I'm not going to root against you, Vancouver. I won't.
Breaking news! The Stars have signed goaltender Jake Ottinger to an 8-year, $66 million contract extension. Ottinger has a record of 116, 48, and 23 in parts of 5 seasons with Dallas, as well as a 2.49 goals against and a .914 save percentage. This season, he's won all 3 of his starts, allowing a total of just 5 goals.
Time now for the latest edition of FanDuel Fast Facts. We talked about the Thursday nighter off the top of the show. Let's get back into the Broncos and Saints. And you know how this works. My producer gives me stats that really should belong on several lines, but then they just put it in 1 line and they count it as 1. So my record is like 5 or something when really it should be at least 15. So we're going to try it again today. All right, we've got 40 seconds on the clock starting right now. The Broncos are 9-3 against the Saints and have won each of the last 3 meetings in New Orleans. Denver is 2.5-point favorites tonight at FanDuel. Bo Nix is 3-3 as a starter this season. If the Broncos win tonight, he would tie Drew Lock and John Elway for the most wins by a rookie starting QB in Denver history. Spencer Rattler threw for 243 yards against the Bucs in his NFL debut on Sunday. FanDuel has his over-under for passing yards tonight at 182.5. Alvin Kamara leads the NFL with 132 touches this season and leads the Saints with 7 touchdowns. FanDuel has him at minus 110 to score a touchdown tonight. The over-under for tonight's game is 36.5. The Saints gave up 51 points last week, which is the most they've allowed, since 2012. I feel like I've still got that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still 5. Okay, 5, but really 10 because that was a lot of facts. I gave you a lot of facts, okay? You're welcome.
Today was going to be a special day regardless of the outcome. He's all back, man. Yeah. So, it's a blessing to be part of his journey. A lot of us being here through it all, and seeing the highs, the lows. So this was a hell of a night for him. He got the game ball, brothers. So, you know what I'm saying?
Time now for my favorite segment and yours, We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And that was last night's following Lonzo Ball's long-awaited return. It's been 3 knee surgeries and nearly 3 years since he stepped onto an NBA court. Alonzo wasted no time in the Bulls' preseason game last night, getting a corner 3 right away, finishing with just 10 points in 15 minutes. And this is what he had to say after the game.
Felt a lot better playing than watching, I'll say that much. I can't even really put into words how I felt out there. I was just blessed, happy to be out there, man. All the support around me was great all night. Man, it was definitely a moment I'll never forget.
That's the thing. It's one thing to be out for a season, let alone 3. You kind of feel like you're not a part of it anymore. So it must have felt so incredible for him to just get back out there. It was pretty sweet. Did we get any visuals of his dad though? I know, like I feel like basketball also kind of misses his dad. That's it for me today. We'll see you back in tomorrow at 3 Eastern, New Pacific. Actually, it's not going to be me. It's going to be Luca because I'm going to New York. I must go to the NLCS. Don't worry, I'll bring back all the fun on Monday. See you then.